Hi y'all, welcome to another Halloween makeup tutorial. So today we are doing a version of Pinhead from Hellraiser. Of course, it's me, so we're doing like a glammed out version. But I think this turned out really cool and really fun. And it's generally like pretty easy actually. All you need are these studs that I got from Amazon, but you could also get them at like Spirit Halloween, probably Hobby Lobby or a craft store. And then we are doing like a full glam makeup with a blue smoky eye. It's so cool. So let's just hop right in. I'm starting with like my full glam base. My skin and my eyes are a little bit red because on this day I was trying to film a bunch of Halloween looks in one day because I am quite limited on time over here. And I'm trying to get out as many Halloween looks for you guys as I can. So yeah, my eyes look a little bit tired and red, but we move on. So I'm just kind of starting with my normal primer and like fully glam base. And the one thing that I am going to switch up is how bright my concealer is. I just went with the palest shade of concealer that I have. Of course, this character is like basically white. He's super, super pale. So I just wanted to kind of highlight as much as possible, like under the eyes. And I also did my chin and kind of like the center of my forehead and between the brows with the brightest shade of concealer that I had to pale myself out a little bit, but also to like really accentuate the contour. You're going to see me later go in with a lot of bronzer because these spikes really do kind of, I don't know how to explain it. They like take away from your face. So you want to make sure that the makeup underneath is like kind of dramatic because otherwise the spikes kind of wash you out. It's kind of weird, but yeah, you'll see in the end, like the spikes do kind of wash you out a little bit. So having that dramatic highlight and contour really, really helps. So if you're planning on doing this, I would just say to kind of do at least the bronzer and contour a little bit more dramatic than you normally would. I mean, it's Halloween anyway. You're going to be taking lots of pictures. You don't want to look washed out. You might as well go like full on. But again, also because the spikes are going to wash you out a bit and kind of make your face look a little bit flat and less dimensional, I'm bringing in that dimension with a lot of bronzer. I'm using the Milani cream contour here and just really, really chiseling out the face, bronzing the forehead up. Gonna do the whole jawline and the nose, everything. I'm also going to add a nice pinky blush here. I don't feel like the color of the blush really matters overall. It's just about adding the most dimension possible. So add blush or don't, or add like an orangey blush, peachy blush, bronzy blush, pinky blush like I did. Either way, it's good to add blush because it's just going to add the most dimension possible, again, so you don't fall flat in pictures or just in real life after putting on all of these spikes. So then I'm going to bake my under eye like I always do, and I'm going to kind of set like generally the center of my forehead just because it makes my makeup last the absolute longest. And as we know, if you're going out for Halloween, it's kind of a long situation. So I got these Revolution palettes specifically for all these fun looks that I want to do. But really just use like any blue eyeshadows that you have. I also have this Girl Scout palette from like years and years ago, and it's probably expired, but it has these gorgeous colors in it. And I'm just going for the most true blues that I can find in all of my eyeshadows. If you really don't have any blue eyeshadows and you don't really want to buy any specific makeup that you're only going to use once, then I would say just do like a dark smoky eye. This will still look really cool if you do like a black or a dark brown smoky eye. But yeah, if you want to be like slightly more accurate, obviously I'm doing a glam version, but the kind of original Pinhead does have this like bluish hue around his eyes because he's like, he's basically dead. So it probably just makes him look kind of like a corpse. So I wanted to at least keep that little touch of like realness and do a blue smoky eye. But if you don't have blue, don't worry about it. Just do like a dark black or a dark brown smoky eye. It'll still like totally get your point across. And yeah, it just looks super glam to have a smoky eye happening. So I'm just going in with all of the more true blues that are in these eyeshadow palettes that I have, just kind of hopping around, building that up. I end up taking that blue like all the way up to the brow bone because I just thought, again, it's Halloween. Why not like take the blue all the way up to the brow bone like a 70s housewife used to, you know? It just looks super glam, super fun. When else are you going to do this during the year? Probably never. So just take it there. Just take it there. So I am just, like I said, going back and forth, trying to deepen things up, make sure it's nice and blended. And then I'm going to take this kind of darker, it's not a super sparkly blue. It has a little bit of shimmer to it, but just the darkest blue that I have here in the Revolution palette, and just pack that all over the lid and start to make things really nice and smoky here. Then once that is on and it's nice and blended out, I'm going to take a really small brush and the matte black, and I'm going to give myself a smudgy black liner across the lid, like across the upper eyelash. What am I trying to say here? Just to give myself a little bit more dimension. If you are a winged liner girl, add some winged liner. I just don't think it looks good on my eye shape. I am not good at winged liner, so I always just do a black smudgy eyeshadow liner, but just do whatever you're comfortable with. And I'm also going to take this liner just very, very slightly on that outer corner and kind of blend that up just to make sure that it's all nice and dark on that lid and blended out, and make it as deep as possible, really. But I just didn't want to take the black all the way across the lid, so I'm only putting it on like the outer third, kind of in like a tiny little triangle on the outer third of the eyelid, and then blending that out with a dark blue. After the top of the eye is done, I dust off that bake, and I did just use that powder to powder the rest of my face to make it nice and matte. This will just help everything stick a little bit better, and then the only shiny part of your face will be the spikes as well, and just make them stand out a lot more. But I am amping up that bronzer. I'm actually using a Milani powder bronzer as well, and just really, like I said, just taking it there, just giving myself a nice chisel, a nice bronze forehead. We don't want anything falling flat, and it's Halloween. You don't want your pictures to look blown out, washed out. So I'm really making sure that this bronzer is going to show up in the pictures. And at first I wasn't going to worry about adding anything else to the face. I thought, whatever, let's just move on to the eyes, and we'll finish those off. I'm kind of just smoking out that lower lash line with some blue, and then I'm also going in with a little bit of black, and I'm really, really smoking it out and just making it very dramatic, and just making sure that the black here connects to that outer corner on the top, just to make it look nice and seamless. And then I'm going to curl my lashes, add mascara, do my eyebrows just how I always normally would, and finishing off the eyes. And once I finished off the eyes, I kind of looked at my face and was like, well, I could use a little bit of blush. Like, what is a little bit of blush gonna hurt? So I just added like a light pink blush. This is actually a Jaclyn Hill blush, but like I said, you can use really any color of blush that you want, so just use your favorite one. This one's just a little bit more matte, and again, I just didn't want to have like any highlight really on my face, anything shiny, because the studs that I'm going to add to my face are already shiny, so I just wanted that to be the only shimmery shiny thing on the face, if that makes sense. Here I'm just doing a nude lip, and I feel like you can also mix it up a little bit with the lip, but I wouldn't want to take away from the overall look. If you really want to, you could do like a red lip or something. I don't think that would be too far off like the beaten path of what happens in the movie. I just opted for nude because I was just kind of going for like the basic Pinhead look, and he just basically has white lips that are like the same shade as his skin, so I just went with like a neutral nude and called it a day for the lips. Again, nothing shiny. And then I'm just taking a very light colored lip liner, and I'm trying to map out where I want the pins to go. I highly suggest mapping this out before you try to do it if you want it to look symmetrical, and just use like a really light colored lip liner, or maybe a eyebrow pencil, something that would be easy to kind of cover up if you mess anything up, if that makes sense. So I'm just really lightly using this lip liner to map things out, and I just start in the center, and then I kind of just create a grid off of that. And yeah, it actually was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I started putting the spikes on, and then I realized that they were kind of blocking a tiny bit of my vision, so I stopped putting on the spikes and put on my lashes. These are the ones I got from Amazon as well, so I'll link them down below. They're just like really spiky and cool, so I've been wearing these for a lot of my Halloween looks. And yeah, the grid was actually a lot easier, but I think what did actually make it easier was mapping it out. But as long as you just try to space them equally here, marking them out, then gluing the spikes on is like the quickest, easiest thing. This is actually turns out to be like a very quick, easy Halloween makeup look. And I also don't use anything special. I'm literally just using lash glue to glue them on. And I would just say, if you're going to go to a party or go out for drinks or something, just take the lash glue with you. The only spike that was falling off is the one that's right above my lip in my Cupid's bow. So maybe just omit that one if you're going to go out for food or drinks, or take your lash glue with you so that you can just periodically glue it back on, which is what I would personally do. But yeah, that was literally the only one that was giving me a problem, is the one that's right above my lip, which really isn't like anything crazy. Obviously, if you're talking a lot, you're drinking, you're eating, the ones around your mouth are going to fall off the fastest. So I would personally just take the lash glue with me and maybe a couple of extra studs, and just do my best, you know. But this was super quick, like really easy just put that lash glue on, and then as soon as it starts to turn a little bit clear, just stick those studs on and they stick right to your face. It was so quick, and I think it just looks so, so cool. And in the end right here, you can see I kind of have those bigger spikes on along my nose and between the brows, and I feel like they were just too big for that area. So I will say, in maybe the center of your face, opt for the smaller spikes. Like if you have a very varying sizes like I do, the optics of it just looked a lot better once I switched out those spikes for smaller ones. So I would concentrate smaller, shorter spikes towards the center of the face and then do longer ones towards the outside of the face, and it just looks a lot better, a lot cooler, and a lot less awkward in videos, pictures, and just whenever anybody's looking at you, just because of how, angular your face is. The longer the spike is, the more it's going to like point somewhere if it's on like an angled part of your face, if that makes sense. So yeah, opt for shorter ones in the center, longer ones on the outside if you happen to have like multiple sizes. Like the pack that I got has many sizes and lengths of spikes in it. But that was also kind of an unforeseen benefit of using lash glue, because it was literally no big deal to just take it off and redo it, and it didn't mess anything up. So that was super, super easy. And yeah, highly recommend just doing it with some lash glue. It stays enough, but then it's also like not that hard to take off and redo or anything like that. And that is my modern glam pinhead. Now you can just literally wear just all black or wear some leather accessories with it. They kind of wear like this black leather uniform in the movies, and you are good to go. You could get a costume, or you could DIY it, and you will look amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in another video very soon. I will link everything that I can down below, and I'll list all the products that I used on my face as well, along with all my other Halloween looks, my Instagram, my TikTok, and my other YouTube channel if you want to follow me everywhere. And I will see you guys in another video very soon. Bye.